Hi, Mike here from Clearview Mirrors again. Today we're going to fit a set of our Clearview mirrors onto a Land Rover Discovery 4, and on the same disc we will also be doing the Land Rover Discovery 3, and the door trims are basically the same, but there's a couple of trims that are a little bit different, and also the Range Rover Sport. The same mirror will fit all of them. There's a couple of differences in the electrical connectors. So to start with, you're going to need a small flat screwdriver, something like that. Just a Phillips head and maybe a flat screwdriver, you know, 8, 9 inch, 10 inch flat blade screwdriver, just to use as a prizer, and a Torque 25, I think it is. Yeah, a Torque 25 screwdriver fitting. So we'll start by taking the trim off. Okay, to start with, you need to drop your windows down. Just makes the job easier if you're doing it on your own. We've got a little screw down here behind the door panel there. It's just a Phillips head, and you can get into that. You only need to loosen it. You don't need to take it right out. And I've already done that. We've also got a Phillips head screw in here. There's one also on the other side of the door over here. And there's two under here, and one there. So you've got to take these trims off. I've already loosened them, and you just got to be careful so that you don't damage the chrome work on them. And there's two screws in there. And also the same on this one here. There's two in there. Now, I know that that came off real easy, right? But I'd already loosened it off prior to that, so you might find yours a little bit more difficult. You take those screws out, and then you'll find that you can actually pop the door panel off by getting underneath the panel and get the screwdriver on the bottom of it, and it all just comes outwards like that. Pop your cover off the top here, and then just pull it outwards from the door, not too hard. You don't want to do any damage. And there's a little bit of a plastic piece there that usually hooks up on that screw there. So you can allow that to sit there and hang while you get to your mirror. Now, you don't want to touch this. This is just a speaker wire. There's your plug wire for your mirror, and then undo those 3 screws. Okay, so if you want to go away and do that, set yourself up a little video player so that you can do it in small segments, and that way you miss nothing, and go away and do it. When you come back, we're going to whip this mirror off, and we're going to put our Clearview mirror on. Go. Okay, now we're taking the mirror off, and you'll find that you'll need a Torque 2.5 on that to take those off. When we take these out, we replace these 5mm screws with 6mm screws because our mirror is heavier. Make sure you've disconnected your wiring first. Okay, there's your existing mirror. Now, this is the reason I said to you that we open our windows so that we can work through the car. To do that, pull all your wiring and everything through, and make sure you're taking any tension out of the wires. Alright, make sure you got it all sealed nicely on the car door. Make sure it all fits, and then just simply put our nuts on. They're a 10mm socket, but the size of the screws themselves are actually a 6mm metric thread. Make sure you don't over tighten them. Right, they've got to be up tight, but that's enough. Make sure your seal's nice around the door here. Right, the aluminium base here will sit off the door, but there's a rubber seal and everything around it that makes the job look good. And then make sure that you push your connector and everything in, otherwise you won't have any electrics. And then when you get to this stage, from here, be a real good time to check your electrics and make sure that your electrics connector, your switch for your mirrors is working properly. Right, out, back in, up and down. Beautiful. Okay, now you've seen how to do that, go and do it. And then when you come back, we're going to put the trim on and we'll finish it off. Okay, now we're going to put your door trim back on. Right, make sure you don't trap your wires up down this end of the door panel. Right, you need to set your mirror and everything, your door trim back up on here. Line it all up correctly and make sure that when you put this on, there's a little tab in behind here where that screw's got to go over. Line all these up here. Move this up and down to make sure that all those clips go in properly. Push all that back on. Make sure you've got a good seal around the door. That'll tell you whether all your clips are gone in or not. If you've got any that are hanging out, then take it back off and do it again. Make sure that this seats nicely. And then you can go about putting all your screws and everything back in using your Phillips head. Now, when we took these two bottom ones out, they're much longer than the others and they go down the bottom. Just take them up until they're neat. Don't over tighten them. Once again, you're only going into plastic. You'll hear the gun rattle up. And then all these others, there's two in each side here. A magnetic screwdriver tip is invaluable. If you can get them to stay. Sometimes it seems easy to do them by hand. And then we've got one more up in behind here. Just being able to see it's a problem. There it is. Okay, and then just push your clip back into there so it's sitting home. And then this one up here, we'll just use a Phillips head on that. Okay, just need to loosen that one. And Then we're going to put these in. You can see where they just slip into place. Pop that in and it will clip back into position. Same with this one here. Okay, and that's pretty much it. So go, do it and enjoy. Okay, this time we've got a Land Rover Discovery 3 and the door trim's a little bit different. Not much else is different. As you can see, we've already got the mirrors on this. Our good friend here, Frank, has been good enough to do a lot of road testing and towing with this on his Land Rover, and he's given us the big thumbs up. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to show you how to take the door trim off. It's almost the same as the Land Rover Discovery 4, but there's a couple of differences in the door trims. Okay, first of all, we've still got a screw here. So you take that clip out, the same as we did on the other one. This little Land Rover tag here also has a Phillips head screw inside there. Okay, I'm not going to actually take this trim off because no need, we did it before. In behind here, this cover here has 4 screws in it like the other one, but on the Discovery 3 it's a one-piece trim. So you just need to get your little screwdriver down here and find a gap under there somewhere like that, and then all this just pops off. Now, as you can see, there's 2 screws in there, there's 2 here, you've got 1 down here which is a long one again, the same as the 4, and you've got another long one over here, and then the trim just comes off exactly in the same manner as what it did with the Discovery 4. And replacing this, just sit it back on and give it a love tap, and it's all good to go.